Hello everybody, it's me, your English teacher. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. It depends on the time you're watching the video. In this opportunity, I want to make a review to you in order to remember something we have been trying to work at school related to the unit number 2, which is the one we were trying to work. I'm going to start to you guys making a review about the vocabulary we were trying to study. In the unit 2, the first part is related to environmental habits. So we have playing loud music, dropping litter, planting trees, riding a bicycle, smoking in public, and sorting trash, and finally, recycling. Okay, this is the vocabulary related to environmental habits. The second vocabulary is about threats to animals. So we have habitat loss, shipping, deforestation, hunting, overfishing, disease, and pollution. Then we have a vocabulary related to pollution, some things that can cause pollution. So we have car fumes, disposable diapers, batteries, loud music, factory smoke, aircraft noise, pesticides, oil, and chemical fertilizer, and garbage. To finish this part of vocabulary, we have another words related to the environment: global warming, natural resource, greenhouse gas, wind turbine, carbon footprint, solar panel, the climate change, the fossil fuel. So now I'm going to have a little of time to give you a little review, guys, about the first conditional. Remember, guys, that we use the first conditional to talk about the future. It is why mostly we use the first conditional for. Remember that the conditional sentences have always two clauses. They are the if clause and the main clause. Don't forget that the if clause describes a possible situation and the main clause describes a result. In this case, in the first conditional, we have a combination. We may say that a combination between two tenses. We have present simple in the if clause and future with will in the main clause. In this part we have some examples. For example, in this one we have, if I have enough money, I go to Spain on vacation. Notice, guys, that in this case the condition must be fulfilled to appear or to have the result it was mentioned. Okay, what it means: if I don't have enough money, I won't go to Spain. Okay, if I finish my homework in time, I might go to the mall. It means if I don't finish, the opposite is going to happen. Okay, we can use it to talk about future possibilities, offers, warnings. Okay, for example, for future possibilities we have, if it is sunny, we'll go to the beach. If Daniel has time, he might visit us. Offer, I wash the dishes if you cook super. Okay, and finally, warning, if you eat too much ice cream, you'll get sick. Let me move to the following part. Now the review is about possibilities. If I want to talk about possibilities, I need to take into account what we have learned about the modal verbs. In this case, we are going to use could, may, might to express possibility. Like all the modal verbs, guys, don't forget that all the modal verbs are followed by the infinitive without to. To is not necessary. This particle is not necessary to add to the verb when we have before a word like could, may, might, and to express possibility. As I told you, they are modal verbs. Remember that they have an affirmative, negative, and an interrogative form, which most of the time is in the affirmative you will have the modal verb, and then you will have the verb you are taking into account. For example, notice that in here we have could, and then we have the verb. The negative form, we most of the time add not after the modal verb, and in questions we have to interchange the places of the modal verb and the subject. Just interchange, and at the end you are going to add a question mark. That's the way we have, or we take into account to write questions. Would. It is the third topic we need to mention. We need to make a review this time. We use would to talk about unlikely or imaginary situations in the present or the future. Would is a modal verb. Okay, it means that it happens or it works, as I told you, with could, may, and might. Okay, to make a negative sentence, you are going to use would not, and if you want to write an interrogative one, the only one thing you have to do is to interchange the places of the subject and would. For example, if I say I would in the negative form, I would say I wouldn't, and in the interrogative form, I would say would I. Okay, and the rest of the sentence. In this part, we have done some exercises. You have to look at the pictures, and then you have to say what would you do in those situations. To finish, guys, I'm going to end with the second conditional. The second conditional, guys, as I let you know in some videos I share with you through the Edmodo platform. Don't forget that you were working some days before with the Edmodo platform. I told you that the second conditional is used to talk about unreal situations in the present and the future. Notice that in this case, in this conditional, both cases or both tenses are important. The second conditional, as all the conditionals has two clauses. It means if clause and at the same time a main clause. What should we take into account? That in the second conditional, the if clause goes in past simple. In here, it is very important to remember that in the affirmative form, the regular verbs add ed, but the irregular words, as I always told you, you have to learn them by heart. Okay, there's no other way that you have to do it. In the negative form, remember that you are going to use did and the word not, or you can make a contraction like didn't. But if you have to make a question, you may say did, the subject, and then the verb. Don't forget that the verb in negative and interrogative goes in its normal way. Okay, it does not change. And then the main clause, guys, goes with would. Okay, I consider it is very easy. In this situation, guys, I would like you complete this activity in your reference guidebook. If you don't have the reference guidebook, please just write this activities in your notebook and try to do this for a practice, because I consider you will need it. You will need them. For example, what would you say if I had my own car? Okay, what it means that now the person does not have a car. For that reason, it is an imaginary situation, something that the person considers it is going to happen in the near future. If I could live anywhere in the world, notice that in this case the person is living in a specific place, but now is trying to think about a different place of the world. Okay, I would be very happy if. Notice, guys, in this part, when I don't have if at the beginning, it means that it is not the if clause, it is the main clause. For that reason, in this part we have if. Okay, notice that when I start with if, I most of the time, or always it is better to say, I'm going to have the comma to divide the two clauses. But it only happens when I have if at the beginning. In this case, notice that the comma is not with us. Okay, it's not in the sentence. Why? Because it is not necessary when you start with the main clause. I would be very happy if, in this part, I have to write something that must be in past simple tense, as I told you at the beginning. If my best friend cheated on the exam, I would do something. Okay, I would make a decision about what to do. I would tell the teacher. I will go to the coordinator until everything has happened. Or better you decide, or you may say him, you must say me the answers, or you will also show me what you are doing. Or if you don't, I will tell the teacher, or I will tell everybody what you are doing. Okay, guys, I suppose it has been enough. If you have another question about my explanation, please let me know the questions you have in the forum for questions part. Please, God bless you.